Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Stargirl. This is going to be my review for episode 3. Can't believe we're 3 episodes in already. This episode is otherwise entitled Icicle, and that's for good reason. But of course, if you've not watched the episode, you leave this video now, go watch it, come back to this video later on, because we're going to be jumping straight into spoilers for this episode. And oh man, some stuff happens. But of course, if you've watched the episode and you're going to enjoy this video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like and it shows support. It takes 2 seconds, would be greatly appreciated if you could do that. And of course, throughout the video, let me know all your various opinions on this episode. What you think of it, what was your favorite moment? Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. But last episode was obviously the big, obviously it was called Stripes. It was a big episode for Pat Dugan. It was also a big episode for Courtney as she officially became Stargirl, saw the 2 take on Brainwave, have him taken down. He's gone into a bit of a coma sort of thing, and he will come back into play by the looks of it, but we might be waiting a few episodes. But of course, right towards the end of the episode, we see Icicle, or Jordan Marquand, come back into Blue Valley with the Man by the Killers playing in the background, heads into the Injustice Society headquarters or base, which is underneath the American Dream. So that obviously means that Bill is going to be playing quite a role this season. And we see Solomon Grundy's locked up, and he also meets the gambler down there, and they're going to be after whoever has Starman's staff. So Courtney, watch your back. But we actually start this episode 8 years ago in the past, so similar to the pilot episode. Well, 10 years ago then. This time we're 8 years ago. Now Jordan Marquand is saying the final words to his wife, with his son Cameron by his side as well. And we actually have her final words being, "If anyone tries to stop you, destroy them." And as we'll see throughout this episode, that those final words from his wife will carry with him to this day. They resonate very heavily throughout this episode. Now Courtney, as we've seen in the first handful of episodes, is very preppy. She just wants to jump straight into things, and we see that in this episode. She wants to jump straight head on into fighting the Injustice Society. But Pat is like, yo, he's just taking the smarter route by laying low and doing research before taking the bull by the horns. And you know what? I think you have to side with Pat in that regards, just because you don't want to jump in to always check how deep the water is before you jump in, because otherwise you might smash your head on a rock. And Courtney, she's heading towards smashing her head on a rock, so Pat's being safe. Now Courtney does meet Joey Zarek in this episode. We'd seen him in a previous episode. I think it was last episode. We saw him playing with cards. Now he's the son of William Zarek, aka the Wizard. So not much of a surprise here that he is into magic, but he will play obviously a big role in this episode. Now, from what I know, in the CW cut of episode 2, you don't even meet William Zarek except at the open house thing at the school. So it's weird that they cut that out, but from what I know, this week going forward, the episodes are the exact same pretty much. So CW version will finally meet William Zarek. Now Yolanda Montez, we meet her again, and we have Slut, just S-L-U-T, straight up written on her locker door. Obviously, she's been dealing with a lot of stuff with the bullying and everything like that. And we have Cindy Berman later says that she had actually dated her boyfriend, who is Henry King Jr. from memory. Now, one of the next episodes is about Yolanda. I think it's next episode, episode 4. So I'm sure we'll learn exactly why she's being branded, or at least why, what led up to this, what exactly happened. Obviously, in episode 1, we had, show the pictures on your phone. So it makes you think that something was set up here, or she was just a girl that was willing to do stuff, or, just an innocent girl that got led down the wrong path and then was sort of just branded this thing throughout the school. So I'm intrigued to see what led to this moment, because they've been heavy on it as well, without fully explaining it. So I'm excited to see what they do. It sounds weird when I say excited, but I'm intrigued to see what they do next episode with this, because I think she might take some of that built up aggression, if you want to call it, into the role that she's going to be doing soon. Now, Jordan Marquand goes to meet with William Zarek, who has now taken back charge of what is going on in Blue Valley. William was sort of the step in, or the temporary head of what was going on. But Jordan does talk about combating injustice and hunting the people who played a role in the toxin that led to the death of his wife. So it's going to be interesting to see how that carries on with Jordan throughout the season, as well as his son as well. But William probably made the biggest mistake he's going to make. If you've watched the episode, you know what it is. Talking about the importance of his family. As soon as that came up, and Jordan had that sort of okay, interesting response, and just sort of I think just reassured him, yeah, that's exactly what's going on. I was like, oh, okay, something's going to happen here. You might want to watch out, William. You might want to just check on everyone. Maybe let everyone stay at home for the day, because something doesn't sound right here. But speaking of Jordan Marquand, obviously, heading to the Injustice Society now. Obviously going to be heading up the American Dream Project. Now, Barbara is taken a liking to by Jordan after Barbara just brings up some stuff at the meeting and Jordan just goes along with it. So I can see that playing heavily into the story later on. Obviously, we know Barbara's job in general is going to play into the big story because of the fact that where she works is pretty much serving as the Injustice Society's headquarters, but I think her relationship with Jordan will play heavily into what's going on later on, and it will be interesting to see when she figures out that where she's working isn't the most innocent of places. It might be once Courtney or Pat realize that Jordan is Icicle, one of them might go to a workplace and go, well hold on, your boss is Icicle, what the hell? But that might be in episodes to come. We might not get that until later in this, like by later in the season, I mean like towards the end, but it'll be interesting. Now, it was cool seeing Icicle leaving that like icy star in the middle of a random field. Obviously, it just seemed like it was bait for Stargirl and Stripe, but they go to it, and of course it was bait because they're attacked by Icicle. But what was cool was that, like obviously the ice sort of like stuffs up Courtney's staff, which I thought Courtney's staff might be a bit too powerful for that, but I guess Icicle's like fairly powerful as well, so I can understand why it might dampen it for at least a bit. I did like it when Stripe or Pat sends the fist of Stripe along and just smashes Icicle, like not just like a meter or two away, just carries him across the water and dumps him on the bridge. However, dumping him on that bridge was it was a big error. Obviously, we're not going to blame Pat for it, but the fact that he fell on there wasn't the best for what's about to happen. Now, unfortunately, when Jordan or Icicle lands on the bridge, the Blue Valley High School bus is on the trajectory of what is going on between them, and Jordan actually freezes the bridge and causes the bus to crash. But luckily, once again, Pat's there to save the day. Stripe, the big robot, he's there. How good. Congratulations, Pat. You've saved more kids. But one thing I wasn't expecting, I thought it was going to be the big action scene, like a hero moment. Yes, we did it. An Icicle was going to go away. It's like, okay, it was a fair contest. I don't think anyone won that battle. We'll fight again next week or something. But Icicle, the episode's named after him, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to leave... I'm gonna make a statement here, and Icicle blows wind to make Joey Zarek, yes, the son of William Zarek, aka the Wizard, blows one of Joey Zarek's cards, and it flies onto the middle of the bridge, and then makes it so a pickup truck that's coming down as well loses control on the ice and hits Joey, killing him. We don't get to see it, obviously. We just get the reaction of Courtney, which I think was more resonant. I think it was more powerful because you just get to see her reacting to like, no, and then she couldn't do anything. She was hopeless. Like she just couldn't do anything. She was powerless to save Joey in that instance. So Icicle is now responsible for the death of a fellow Injustice Society member's child, but at the same time, you'd think that Courtney also feels somewhat responsible as well. So that's going to carry on with her and just her motives as to what she does in the next couple of episodes, if not for the rest of the season, or just her career as Stargirl. But due to what's happened, we have Pat taking Courtney to the JSA headquarters. It was really cool to come here. We do see images of all the heroes on the walls on like banners and stuff like that, which was really cool. See the round table. We have like Johnny Thunder's Thunderbolt pen, Dr. Fate's helmet, Alan Scott's lantern, Jay Garrick's helmet, Hourman's hourglass and his equipment, Wildcat's headpiece and other equipment, and Dr. Midnight's equipment, and even his owl is actually there, which is pretty cool. With the owl actually not knowing he has actually died, which I thought was pretty sad, like especially for Pat. These were all his friends, and he's coming back to this area which he probably hasn't been to in a while. That would just remind him of really good memories with what was probably his family before Barbara and Courtney. So it was actually a pretty sad moment here without it trying too hard to be sad. I actually had some sad moments just within there. Just even with the owl being there, just waiting for its owner to come back. I just thought that was super sad, and just Pat being there where he would have had so many good times that, well, are now gone. But speaking of just sad moments to come forward, we have William going to Jordan's house after learning about the death of his son to confront Jordan over the death of his son, with William drawing his wand. I was like, okay, what's going to happen here? We actually have Jordan freezing him, and at first I thought, okay, did he actually kill him? And then we found out he actually did kill him, because it's reported on the news that he died of a heart attack. So there's actually a double funeral for both William and Joey Zarek. So the father and son have a funeral together, which I thought was just crazy. And Jordan just kills him and goes straight back to work as if nothing happened. Talk about being a bit cold. But one of the big reveals is that we see that the Cameron that Courtney was talking to in class early in the episode is actually Cameron Marquand, Jordan's son, the son of Icicle, who we'll have to wait and see what happens there, but you'd have to think this might be a bit of an Icicle Jr. type situation. But to end the episode off, we have Courtney going back to the JSA headquarters, taking a lot of the artifacts from the headquarters, even the Thunderbolt pen, with Courtney having recruitment on her mind, and she also takes the lantern, the green Alan Scott's lantern. Doesn't take Jay Garrick's helmet, doesn't take the Dr. Fate's helmet or anything like that, but she does take the Thunderbolt pen and the lantern. I have no idea what they're going to do with the Green Lantern. I'm intrigued, but with the Thunderbolt pen, we could be getting Jakeem Thunder at some point, but that might be for next season or maybe really late in the season. That's for us to wait and find out. But the recruitment for the new JSA, well, it's about to start. But overall, this is my favorite episode. Out of the first 3 episodes, I love this episode. I would rewatch this over and over again because Icicle kills it. I think the casting for Icicle is just spot on. I think he plays it really, really well. And there's just a lot of unexpected moments because I wasn't expecting someone like Joey Zarek to die. You know, because just literally going to be one of these classmates that Courtney interacts with at school. But this is going to hit not just Courtney and I guess whoever we bring into the new JSA, but it's also going to hit Blue Valley High pretty hard as well. And it's just going to shake up the Injustice Society as a whole because now the Wizard's dead. The councilman of the a lot of things that happen in this episode should carry on in further episodes. Like a lot of stuff happens, and yeah, I think they just did a really, really good job in this episode, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it, show support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions on this episode. Was it your favorite of the first 3? If it was, let me know. If it wasn't, let me know why. Let me know all your various opinions in there, your favorite part of the episode and all that. Any theories you have as well, let me know them in the comments section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.